Themes that really define your organization. So, good morning. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Um, I am going to share my contact information here. I am Yvette C. Owens. I am your host of Company Culture with Yvette C. Owens. And today I wanted to talk about I can't see my way through, just take the next step. And what inspired me to do this vlog is because many are entering into new spaces because they are taking on new opportunities, or you've just been in a space, so many changes have happened, so many things are underway, and it's like, what do we do next? And so really my inspiration came from um, I don't know if you can see this mug by designed by Charlie Mackesy. A woman in my church when I was sitting in Bible study actually came up to me and said, "You know what? I saw this mug and I saw it one time and I thought of you, and then I saw it another time and I thought of you, and then I came across my view a third time. It's like, okay, this is really, I need to get this for Yvette because the mug says, and if you're not familiar with Charlie Mackesy, he is an individual who during the pandemic took his artwork and doing his artwork, he put quotes to it to encourage people, and it's the boy, the fox, the mole, and the horse. And that's what his series is about. And he's done phenomenal work. He's done really well with it. Has a book written around that with his pictures in it, a pictorial type book. He's doing movies and things of the sort. And so when this woman, my friend, who happens to be older than me, and so I like the fact that when we sit together, I can glean for her wisdom, and she's obviously, evidently gleaning from my insight that we're sharing. And so it's a really good time that we have together. So I appreciate the fact that she, one, thought of me, because how many of you know we people don't have to think of us, but two, that she saw this, and it's a conversation between the boy and the horse, and the boy says, "I can't see a way through," and the horse says, "Can you see your next step?" And the boy says, "Yes, just take that," says the horse. And she said, "This is something that Yvette would say." And I said, "Oh, okay." And then I reflect on my coaching and how I really, when I'm speaking and when I'm really coming from, and it's really meeting people right where they are. And it's, what can you see? What can you do in that moment? Take the step in that moment, deal with what, and glean from what you are or have right before you. Because if you do that, when you take that step, it will reveal more. It will reveal more. And so I'm bringing this because, again, I've also been approached by some leaders joining new teams and saying, how do you get everything that you do done? What insight, what wisdom can you share with me so that my onboarding is much more smoother, much more effective? And my advice to her, the most recent person who just asked me, "What do I do? I'm joining this team, and I I have to run because there's a great need. I have to fill a gap because people are leaving organizations. People are, and they're key people who are leading efforts that are in flight, and they're saying, I'm retiring. Going to um, I'm going to do something different, right?" And so now the new people coming in, and I appreciate the fact that this woman wanted to know, for me, how do I do this? And how do I make sure that I'm optimizing my time and making the most traction? And my advice to her was make sure you appreciate the people on your team because you cannot do it alone. I posted something just the other day where there is a leader, it was a triangular picture, and there's a leader on top of all the people, with that superman or superwoman pose saying, as if to depict, I'm in charge here and I'm doing this. And then there's the leader and the triangle inverted with the leader on the bottom and the people on the top. And that picture shows that the leader can support the people on their team quite well. The leader can support the people on their team quite well when they engage those people, when they allow those people to be at the top at their priority, those people, when they allow the members of their teams and their organizations to be most effective and to bring forth what they're doing. And that's how you see beyond where you are. So again, if you're joining me, thank you for joining me. We're talking about take the step you can see. And what inspired me to do this was a gift that I received with the depiction of the horse and the boy talking from Charlie Mackessy's work. He is an artist that during the pandemic started taking quotes and his artwork and putting quotes to it. And this one is saying, I can't see my way through. And it said the boy, can you see your next step? Said the horse. And the boy said, yes. And the horse says, just take that step. So, can I encourage you today? Just take the step you see. That step could be I see a coach standing in front of me. I see a speaker. I see an author. I see someone who has gone before me, who has already been in spaces where I need to be. I'm going to take the step to engage with that individual, like this woman did just recently. She reached out to me because she said, you are in and you have been where I am now stepping into. Can you share with me? What advice would you give me? How do I be successful in this space? And I was more than willing to do that. I'm more than willing to help you as you are bringing your organization through this turmoil of the great resignation or just change in itself. Because if you're not used to being a change leader or a change leader at this pace and at this altitude and at this and so much as we are being brought into so much change, then you could maybe in a space where I can't see my way through. I have no idea what's ahead of us. But you know, not only for your own survival and thriving, to be able to thrive and to continue with the momentum that you've been making in your career, but also for those people who are working alongside you, you need to figure something out and you need to figure it out quick. And so I appreciate the fact that she came alongside and she said, knock, knock, Yvette, I need to know what you know. I need to know how you do it because you're not only leading one team, you're leading two teams and you're leading multiple teams and you're teaching other people how to lead teams and you're um, doing so many other things. How am I successful? And I just share with you again, you can only be successful when you appreciate the gifts in yourself and the balancing and the value and worth in yourself and those who are coming alongside you. So I encouraged her to make sure that she acknowledges the expertise that are on her team, make sure that they know that she's not there trying to be the lone soldier, the long ranger, if you will, that she recognized she will support them in the work that they're doing. She will create that safe space that they can be creative and innovative. They can try things, they can test things, they can really bring a voice to their thought process. and she will feed into them what her expertise is, what she brings to the table. And when everybody does that, when everybody brings their best and their specialty, their uniqueness, then together you're creating what you need to create. And so your next step could be, we together see we should take this step. Take it. Don't be hesitant, because we're in a world, we're in a situation where we may not be able to, is not guaranteed. We're not in that repeatable process yet. We're building those repeatable, scalable processes. We're building those scalable actions, steps, because we're all in a new space. So take the step you can see. And when you get there, now look around to see, what are we learning in this space? Who else is now in this step that we need to engage with? Who else is here? And this, now that we've taken this step, what do I see? I remember my dad, I was as a single mom, divorced and all, and when I bought my home, there were different things that were happening around my home and things like that. And my father encouraged me, no matter what, always be aware of your surroundings. Always be aware of your surroundings. Make sure you light up the pathways, you light up your walkways, you light up your driveways, you make sure you have that, the garage, have a garage. So make sure you have a garage door opener so you don't have to put yourself at risk. And the same thing is for us. When you take that next step, be aware of your surroundings so that you can mitigate those risks. Engage those people that are on your team with the specialty as you're going into that new space, that can really help you with what you see. And remember, there are always new opportunities when you take that next step. Now you have more information. Information is gold. Information serves you well as long as you understand what it is telling you. And don't be afraid to make a change. I think we should all be in a space now where we know this is not business as usual. It's not. This is not business as usual. And we need to be open to, we did it that way before. We now need to do something different. And that's why I might not be able to see my way all the way to the end, because I did before. We've done it so many times and we had it scalable, and we could tell somebody we're going from point A to point B, from point B to point G in this scenario, or from point C to point F. We could map it all out because we had been there before. But now you're somewhere where you have never been, and you're mapping it out as you go. Sometimes we call it building the plane in the air, but you have to be willing to take that step. And for those who are procrastinators, I do have that's why I wrote my program, Life After Procrastination, because you cannot stop. Just like this woman who reached out to me recently said, I have to come in running, but I'm learning at the same time. Help me know how to best do this, how to best serve the organization, how to best serve my team, and how to be successful. Your next step could be calling a coach, engaging with a coach. Your next step could be, if your team has just been so weighted down with so much change, bringing in a speaker. I had an individual recently, not recently, actually, this was last year, at the top of last year, said, my team has lost steam with everything that we've been through. And I see them backing up off of their vision. I see them giving up, and they're not even engaging in what we need to do together as an organization. I need you to come in and help us get back, put that fire that life back into the individuals as well as that life back into our organization, because your organization does not exist without the individuals. It just doesn't. And so can you come in? And I did. I brought in my workshop called Reignite, Reengage, and Run. And I took them through a journey of what walls are you running up against? Let's tear down those walls. Let's break through those things that we have deemed as limitations. Let's break through those limitations. Let's see them for what they are, because the things that we see as walls, the things that we see as stopping us, are not as big monsters as we think when we really start to look at them closely. And so when I did that with that group, I took them from what has distracted you, what is um, really causing you not to want to move forward, what have you interpreted as being an insurmountable wall that you can't leap over or go through. And when we did that, then they were able to say, I was letting that stop me. There is a way around this, or there is a way over it. But whatever it is, I'm going to get through it. So I helped them map out, here's my next step. Here's the things that I know about me, reminding many times when I'm in my work, I find that I need to remind people of their prior successes, of their prior, what they've done, their accomplishments already. And if you did that before, you can do this. And we just need to come together, collaborate, and work and have fun. Have fun at building that next thing, at taking that next step, at learning and researching, and be willing to go and not be so tied to. Can I tell you, divorce yourself from the fact of, but this is how we used to do it. But this is how we used to do it. Or divorce yourself from, well, it didn't work before. That didn't work before. But we're all in a new space now. And whatever step you can see now, it's important that you be willing to take it when that step makes sense. If you're seeing that as your next step, that's the step you should take. If you're seeing you need someone to come in and or talk with someone, or really get involved with a coach to help you go beyond that next step, then let's connect today. Or if you see your next step and you know you need to go and take that next step, trust me, when you take it, you will learn more. A simple example is, if your next step is to sit down and talk with someone that you may not have ever thought you would have an audience with, that you don't even know, but you know, I need to go and make sure that I'm talking to that main person, then take the risk, take the step, and go after it. And so take the next step that you see. You may not be able to see your way clear. Your next step could be engaging with me as your coach, bringing me into your organization as your speaker. If that's one of the next steps that you can see clearly through to, then let's connect. Let's get that going so you can even make more steps. Be innovative and be more collaborative. Let's get you from where you are today, which you may feel that you're stuck. You may feel that you're in a space that you just don't know how you're going to go. You can't see your way through. But take the step that you can see. And when you do that, you're going to see more. You're going to realize more. Again, I'm Yvette C. Owens, and this is my advice to you today. And remember that it takes all of us to create a healthy culture and atmosphere where everyone can thrive. And it starts with you. It starts with you. Organizations are made up of people, which is why I encourage organizations to invest in their people. And we can help, I can help come in and engage that. Have an amazing day. Have a tremendous weekend. And remember, your next step will open up many pathways and opportunities for you. Just take the step you see. Have an amazing day. Bye bye now.